giving consumers a financial edge, providing economic tools designed for you to win. With the Empirenomics business guru Al Mills and the credit lady gem dropper herself, Monique Macklin.
Hello, and welcome to Wake Up and Win with Al Mills and Monique Macklin. My name is Monique Macklin, and I'm known in the industry as the Credit Lady.
Hey, and this is Al Mills, aka the Prophetic Financier, the world's #1 socioeconomic mobility strategist, and welcome to our conversation today.
Yes, we have created a space that is designed to enlighten, empower, and edify people to the next level of economic success. On this platform, we do that by having conversations that require you to examine your current situations and make changes as needed to get you to the life you desire to live by thinking better, banking better, and leveraging better, as Al would say. So on today's show, our topic that we're discussing is everyone needs a mentor, right?
Absolutely. That's the #1 thing. So many people who start a journey, may it be sports, acting, singing, business, everyone has a coach, right?
This is true. Just like everyone needs to have a physician or an attorney, even if they're already in that space themselves, they need to have their own someone to bounce their ideas off of.
Exactly.
In this space as well.
Absolutely. But there's a difference, though. There's a unique difference between a coach and a mentor.
And a mentor, yeah.
And I can share with you why do I advocate mentorship?
Okay.
What made me become a mentor? Well, I was in the financial service space and I thought I knew it all, having a master's in business administration and finance. And I thought that my thing didn't smell. And so I went around thinking I knew everything. And one day I came across my mentor with an arbitrary situation that was going on with the financial firm that I was associated with at the time. And that's when I learned the difference. I learned truly the real difference between riches and wealth. And he mentored me. And a mentor is one who is going to take a life journey. It's been well over 27 years, and we still speak for 1 hour per month over the last 20 plus years.
Oh,
and
that's
I can
awesome.
tell you, it's important when you can have a phone number that you can dial and get direction or answers.
So just so people understand, having a mentor is someone who has more knowledge than you. So like I've always heard that you shouldn't be the smartest person on your team, right?
Absolutely. Well, we have a saying actually in Empirenomics is that who do you listen to? It should be someone that has done the things that you like to do or have gone to places or reached the place you desire to reach. And that's the person that you should listen to.
That makes sense. That makes a whole lot of sense. So do you recommend that it just be a formal relationship, or could it be an informal in a formal relationship? Someone that you can talk business with only, or how?
Well, I believe that should be a twofold. I believe it should be personal, formal, and informal, because the level of comfort that you have with that particular person will help you in your growth, right? So It shouldn't all be strict in this business. It should be some fun time in there too. The old saying is you should only do business with people that you know, like, and trust. And so your mentor should be that type of person that you have gotten to know, like, and trust in all aspects of your life. Because again, a mentor is someone who's going to take the life journey. A coach is someone who's going to teach you a specific skill set.
Right.
And a consultant is someone who's coming in to take care of a specific task. So as you can see going on in the marketplace right now, everyone's becoming coaches. Everyone's becoming allegedly mentors, but yet they're really functioning as a consultant. They're really there to assist you in a specific task, and then they're gone.
Whatever that expertise is.
That is correct.
Whatever that is. If they're a therapist, that's what they're going to speak about. That's what they can coach you on. Correct. So yeah, but a mentor's role in your life is to really help you put a mirror up to yourself, to help you increase your knowledge, to give you constructive criticism as well.
Oh, that's a big one. You have to be willing to expand. It's all about renewing your self-image. That's something that a mentor will help you do, is to
Mm-hmm.
identify your true self-image, because so many of us have been programmed that someone else told us that we should be, do, or have.
That's true.
But a mentor will help you identify your true passion and show you how you can profit from that said passion. But you don't choose a mentor because of their knowledge. Of
Mm.
course, they must be knowledgeable, but
Right.
you want to learn from their mistakes.
Exactly.
So that
Exactly.
means you can avoid those landmines in any aspect of your life that you're needing mentorship. You may
Mm-hmm.
have a multitude of mentors in your life. I
That's
have
true.
about 4 different mentors in my life. One
Mm.
that may be my spiritual mentor,
Right.
one may be my business mentor, I
Mm-hmm.
may have a health mentor and or a marketing mentor. You're gonna have different mentors based on the level that you are in your profession.
Okay. Now, a mentor can also help you because some people have problems forming boundaries, but some people have issues forming boundaries. And I think mentors can actually help in that as well so that people can learn. Because a lot of times you will lose focus if you're trying to put yourself in so many different baskets. And
Absolutely.
so
Absolutely.
I think, having a mentor can be somebody who can help you to, put those boundaries in place, but they'll also give you unbiased opinions. Like, I can't go to someone in my family because their opinion may be biased.
That is very true.
So it's
Uh,
good to have somebody who's going to give you the real deal.
The real deal. That's it. It's always about that reality. I always say this whenever I'm engaging in a mentorship relationship with someone, I always ask for permission to keep it real, raw, and relevant.
Okay.
But the most two important is real
Real
and
and
raw.
raw.
So
Exactly.
sometimes you're not going to hear me speaking so eloquently as I'm speaking here online and
Hmm.
or in this podcast, but behind the closed doors, there's going to get situations where I'm taking the gloves off and I'm really going to rip a new one in you if you need it, because sometimes you need that push.
That's true. And the mentee has to be willing to receive that.
And that's all based on commitment. If you are committed
Hmm.
to your destiny, to your destination, you will do what it takes and you will accept the constructive criticism, because
Hmm.
we have to reframe criticism is feedback, and feedback gives you results. It shows you what you're not doing right and you can make the correction.
Right, exactly. Now, when it comes to goal setting, or well, not even going there just yet. On your teaching style specifically, what would you say your teaching style is? What would somebody be able to expect from you as their mentor?
Well, I always say that when we are engaging, there's a scripture in the Bible that says that in the days of John the Baptist, the kingdom suffered violence and violence took it by force. So
Hmm.
we are always in a war. And the war that we're really fighting is the war within ourselves.
Hmm.
The person we want, our former self with our future self. That's the war. And so,
Mm.
yes, the teaching style that I like to provide is that of preparing a gladiator, a warrior for battle. So you have to sharpen your skills and your sword. And so what I do is I teach you first
Hmm.
the principles, then I
Right.
show you how to apply those principles, then I evaluate you doing it, and then I actually evaluate, then I correct you,
Right.
and then rinse and repeat.
Well, how am I doing so far
Well,
as
you're
your
doing
mentee?
again. We're on a show together, right? So that's sharing with you that you are doing some great things right. And again, I always reward. I always say, as a mentor, you should reward those who are putting in the work
Hmm.
and support them even beyond what their expectation was. Because it's always about under promise and over deliver, and that's what a mentor is about. Being there for that person, no matter what hour of the morning it is. I mean, we've had a conversation where you had a question that may have been very late, where a
Hmm.
coach or a consultant would be like, well, it's after business
My
hours.
business. They'll give you that big red, right?
That's
From
correct.
our
Or they'll say,
heartbeats.
well, let me send you an invoice
Yeah.
so I can book a few more hours. That's not what a
Yeah.
mentor does.
That's okay. Okay, I got that. It's well, you're a trusted ally. That's what a
Yes,
mentor becomes, a trusted ally. So,
absolutely.
and you also teach us, not just me, all the others that are in the mentoring program about strategizing,
Hmm.
about managing.
Processing systems.
Processing systems, but also connecting, having our own network in the
Well,
community.
it's funny that you say that. That's actually a double meaning when I say network. So the first thing, as you know, in the principles that we teach, thinking better, banking better, and leveraging better,
Mm-hmm.
when you begin to think better, you make new neural connections. Your neurotransmitters make new connections, which are synapses, and that helps your brain expand and create more capacity to do things.
Mm.
Because if we overstand, we've been taught a trinity, right? Well, in Empire Economics, our trinity is your mind, your
Mm-hmm.
brain, and your body. You see, the ideas that you create are in your conscious and subconscious mind, which is and then you send those frequencies with great strong intensity of feeling to your brain. And your brain then has to make a connection with that vibration, creating neurotransmitted actions or brain activity. And
Right.
out of that brain activity results in one of 5 different hormones that are going to be released, a chemical reaction that would then tell your physical body
Mm.
to carry out a task.
Okay.
So that's the process of thinking.
It is.
And that's how we effectuate the things that we do.
Right. But I mean, you force us to really think, really.
Well, I
Not
wouldn't say,
for
I don't like to use the word force, but what I will say is I will introduce you or awaken you to a more high performance way of thinking. It's
thinking.
more critical thinking. That's
Correct.
something that we don't learn in traditional education because we are taught to pass exams. There's a big difference
There's a
in,
big difference. Oh my God. Yeah.
again, and all that getting overstanding, if you will,
Right.
not just learning the subject for passing a test. When you have a general overstanding of a construct, 20 years later, you will still have the principles. Like
This is
math.
true. This is
You
true.
take a person today in their 40s or 50s, do they remember their 5th grade math? If you learn the overstanding of the construct of it, you can
Mm-hmm.
still do it today in your latter years.
That's true. That's true. But most of what we learned in school is basically built for us to pass a test, just like you said.
That's it.
So that's why when you hear people, with all these degrees, it really means that y'all remembered something. You memorized something to get past to a certain point. In most
Yes.
instances,
In most instances.
but when it comes to goal setting, what is usually your process for helping people to set goals for their I know you want them to have a destination, and then you have to put a plan in place to reach that destination. So
Yes.
what is your way of showing people to create those goals, to
Well,
set those goals?
the first thing is you have to have a paradigm shift in your thought process of your possibilities. It's one thing to believe that you can do something, but the question is, do you believe that you can do it? You can believe that the process is possible, but you have to first believe that you can do it. And so your goal should be larger than you think it should be. We call it exo factoring, where whatever you desire to do, make the goal large enough that even if you fall short on that goal, you're still amidst where you would have liked to have become or be.
Right. I
So
know
yeah,
earlier in the year you asked us on one of our calls about how much were we looking to earn that year.
that's correct. Now
And
most folks have a number in their mind,
they
but
have a
then,
number.
but we say expand that, get bigger, make it think bigger.
Yeah. And where would you like to live? Because I think, a lot of people don't see themselves making or earning beyond a certain point. So they can't fathom in their mind that I can make 7 figures or 8 figures. They can't get that far because they haven't gotten to 6 figures yet, right?
Right. So that's going to be interesting that you say that. That's going to probably segue us into our next episode when we
Mm-hmm.
talk about your wealth thermostat. But
Oh yeah,
you could only predict a goal based on your current financial wealth settings. So if
that's
you're
true.
accustomed, I'll just say if you're accustomed to just earning 50, 60,000, there's no way that you can fathom and have a skill set or an action set that would help you earn $1 million. You don't just go from zero to hero
No,
because you got access to information. There is
exactly.
preparation that has to be taken before you can even effectuate that.
But your first thing is to believe that you can even get there.
That is correct. That's the very first thing, is having belief in yourself that you have unlimited potential with no limits on your expectations or your destinations. That's the first thing.
Okay. So that's the first thing. Well, so what else is on the goal setting marker? What would you say?
A clear goal. A clear goal. A foggy target will never be hit.
That's
so
just
you
true.
have to be very clear. When I say clear, you have to be in specificity. You just can't say, I want to own a big house. Well,
no.
And if the contractor's asking you, well, how many square feet? I don't know, a big house.
Right.
Well, how many bedrooms? 6. But what is the size of the master bedroom? I don't know.
Big.
See, big, just really big. So as you can see, you're making it very difficult for the contractor. So just imagine the universe. The universe will always give you what you ask for. But if you're not clear on that, it can't possibly give you what you desire. So you need to have a clear goal, big enough and clear.
Okay. And no goal, or, well, is there such thing as a goal being too big?
No, never. Because you go from impossible to I'm possible.
Right.
Once you change your mindset.
This is
so
true.
Nothing's too big.
Nothing's too big for God.
That's right. The God in you. Remember the Lord thy God, right? It's he or she or it that gave you the power to obtain wealth. So to honor God, you have to honor the God in you, which you honor yourself first. And you have to believe that you can have anything that you desire. All things, not some things, all things.
All
so then
things.
There's no goal that's too small or too far out of reach.
I believe that. So this has been an amazing episode. So our next episode, we're going to talk about the wealth thermostat, how to measure your specific wealth thermostat. And that's a really interesting topic. I love when you speak on that. So,
inner to outer. So you got to first measure your inner thermostat, and then where you rank in the physical realm, which we'll give the audience a link to go to measure where they are, where they stand with their compadres, if you will, and how you stand internally. So I'm looking forward to that episode.
Oh, okay. Wonderful. So again, we want to thank you all for taking the time to listen to Wake Up and Win with Al Mills and Monique Macklin. And on our next episode, we will be talking about how to measure your wealth thermostat. Al, I want to thank you for your time today and look forward to chit-chatting again real soon.
And as always, I love our conversation. I love the uplift that we're providing to the listeners, and let's keep it going.
Definitely. So again, this was Everyone Needs a Mentor, even the mentors themselves. So again, thank you all so much for joining us today, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you for listening to Wake Up and Win with Al Mills and Monique Macklin. We hope you've been enlightened by today's message. Please subscribe to our podcast and share with your friends on your social media platforms. If you have any questions or comments, follow us on Instagram at Wake Up and Win Show.